Greetings, everyone. Welcome. Good to see you tonight. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I had a wonderful day. I mean, I had a fantastic, super wonderful day.
Good for you.
I tell you, I was listening to David Barry's video the other day, and he was saying, get up every morning with that intent, that you're going to have a great day. And I said, well, I already get up and say, I'm perfect, whole, and complete, and I'm one with the universe. And I'm like, yeah, but now I'm going to add in, and I choose to have a really great day, and it worked out really good.
Yep, that intent is everything. Awesome. Yeah. Yes, I saw that video. I love his voice. Don't you just love his voice?
Yeah, he has a way of
that really deep baritone.
You.
Yeah.
It's a meditation videos that he does. Michelle, you would appreciate it. It was very positive, very positive.
Yeah.
He's got a series going. He's on part 2. Now I think he'll do part 3 next week or something. But
that's awesome.
Anyway, I do have a story, and I will tell you guys the funniest thing that happened to me today. But first, I just want to say hello to everybody. Welcome, Truth Seeker, Michelle, and glad to have you back.
Brian.
We've missed you.
Yep.
And Dalibor, thank you. Mm-hmm. Grandpa Brian's in there, right? Who else, Lori?
Yep, Grandpa Brian. Kelly's in the house. Thanks for lunch, Kel. That was great.
Oh, you lucky.
Yeah, she bought me lunch today.
Where's mine, Kelly?
Let's see. Yeah, Truth Seeker, David Castle, love and kisses to Rufus. Most definitely. Who else do we have?
Gaza. Oh, you made it in. Hey, Gary.
Elderberry's here. Hi, Elderberry. Good to see you. Gaza, it's a pleasure. And Caroline, I hope everything is going well for you, Caroline. Been sending a lot of good intent for you as well. So hoping you found a good place to stay.
Well, hopefully we'll have some other people, some surprise guests jumping in later tonight. We hope those who can make it. I've sent some links to, and we hope that they'll be able to make it. And if not, they've given us their full support. So you'll find out a little bit about what Michelle's up to. But I got to tell you this first.
Okay.
Because this is...
Please do.
I don't know what is up with Walmart.
Why? What they do?
Because happened? I went shopping there today to get pet supplies, for Ruby and the bird. And they should put a sign outside that says Butt Crack USA. I'm telling you, I'm like in this scooter scooting around because I'm having trouble. I can't walk on my foot because I hurt my toe. So I'm on this scooter scooting around, and every other person is bending over showing the world they're behind. And I'm not talking about one. I live in northwestern Maryland.
Oh my goodness.
I think it was your view.
No.
Well, you are kind of lower down. You're right there looking at people's butts.
You know what? There's some more butt crack over there.
You have a point. It might be that they were just swinging into my view, but I'm trying to drive the scooter between the aisles. I'm trying to not knock things over.
Between
and all I get is butt. No, these people wear clothes that just define gravity.
Yeah, I've noticed that myself.
Define gravity.
Oh my God.
I don't want to see your underoos.
No, but I was like, I wonder if I'm showing, because you have to get up out of the scooter to reach things, So it got me wondering, am I showing butt crack? So I went by this mirror over where the
oh, you crazy.
I did the shoe department. So whenever I stood in front of this mirror,
oh my God, Teresa.
I start to bend and I look again. I don't see anything. And this lady goes, "Can I help you?"
Oh, I'm trying to see if my butt crack.
I said, I did. I said, everybody's showing butt crack, and I was just wondering if I was too.
She's like, all right, crazy lady.
She's like, mm-hmm. And I said, well, am I? And she goes, not that I could tell. And she goes, am I? And she starts to bend over.
Oh my God. Really?
She says, try working here every day.
Oh, yeah.
Try working here in 4 and 5 hours. She works like 4 hours just. And I was just cracking up. I was like, oh my God, I got to get out of this store because they wear the strangest clothes. I mean, I don't know what possesses these people, but that's not, there's more. And as Sarah would say, as Sarah Sutherland would say, and there's more.
And
that's free. Not all.
I went out, I checked out, and I went out to the car. And I'm parked over by a grassy knoll. There's grass. There's shade tree, and my car was under a shade tree. So I come out to my car, and I put the groceries in the trunk. I walk around to get in the car, and I hear these voices, And I look over the front of my car, and there's a couple sitting on the ground in the grass right in front of my car. I don't think much of it, and I get in the car. And I put my seatbelt on, and I'm doing all this busy stuff. I'm adjusting the mirror, and I look across, and I put the key in the ignition, and I just froze. Because they decided to freaking go at it. They were going.
What? What?
In other words,
like birds on your car.
This was after.
Like rabbits?
It was after.
Yeah, in other words.
Show.
Yeah, in other words, wild monkey sex a la Discovery Channel, right?
Yeah. Wow.
But they were, their clothes were coming off. I'm not kidding. And so I'm sitting there and I just froze. And I'm like,
wait, were they in
what
their
do
car?
I do? No, they're on the ground.
Car?
They're on the ground under a tree. They were grounding themselves, all right. You want to bring peace to earth tonight, Michelle? Well, there's your story.
Was somebody filming it?
God, that is hilarious.
I thought about it because my phone sits on my dash like this.
Oh God! Thank God you didn't.
No way.
I'm gonna video.
Oh God! Delaney says you are such a crack up, Delaney. They were PHUCKIN.
Oh my God! It's hilarious. So here's my dilemma: do I back the car out of my space? Because if I do, the whole parking lot's going to see these two. Or do I sit here and just keep watching like voyeurism or something? Beep the horn. What do I do? I'm like, I gotta get
your video camera out and just film the whole thing.
I thought about it. Now the old me would have done something like that. But I was like, no, I'm above this. I'm not going to be. I'm not going to do this. So I'm like, I'm getting the hell out of here. Well, this woman comes up beside the car, reaches, looks, she goes, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh, you had a witness?
And she's like, oh, my God. And I said, you know what? Hang on a second. So I went to my song list, and I started playing Sexual Healing by Marvin Gaye.
Did you roll the window down so everybody could hear it?
Yeah, I rolled all four windows
down.
Sexual Healing, and they're oblivious to it. So this guy walks up on the other side, and he's like, all right, that's it. We got to break this up. So he starts honking the horn. I'm like, I'm out of here. I threw the car in reverse, and what I did, everything was showing, everything. And when he started laying on the horn, it finally got them out of it. Wow. And they're both running around trying to put their clothes back on. And I'm just like, this is Walmart? Hello? I'm out of here.
Things that make you go,
It was right after Wayne's show, I was just like, oh my God.
Wow.
I just never, so that made my day.
Yeah, what made mine too.
Free porn.
Yeah.
I mean, why didn't you just walk over and say, can I join in?
God.
It's like, hey, more the merrier.
Hey, got some extra room down there on the ground.
Oh, we turn this into an orgy.
Oh my God, it was too much. It was just too. And I live about 20 20 minutes from there, maybe more like 18 minutes, and I'm driving home and I just can't stop laughing. And I've got tears and I'm trying to see the road.
That's so cool.
Oh my God, that's so
A good laugh. That's awesome.
It was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome.
That's not something that happens normally on a usual day. Butt crack and birds doing their thing. I mean, how do you put those two together?
Mhm.
Who could do that? Only you.
Well,
could.
Something. If you grew up in the '60s during all the demonstrations and the groups, the gatherings on the mall in DC, that was something you saw, didn't think anything of. It's all about free love and everybody's just having a sex party, Yeah. But I was too little to even probably know what they were doing back then, But I knew what they were doing today, and I'm thinking to myself, boy, I need to get me some action.
So what happens at Walmart?
I'm going to go shopping at Walmart more often.
So you're saying what happens at Walmart stays at Walmart?
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe you needed to show some butt crack.
Oh my God. Oh, God.
Rocky's in the house.
Rocky's
How you doing? How you doing, Rocky?
I gave you a link, Rocky. What are you doing down there?
This guy.
Yeah, Rocky, come join.
Pop on, Rocky. I think I gave you the link. Anyway, so that was just too much. I was just like, I really wanted to video it. Maybe I could have sent it into Abnormal Realities.
You probably could. Joe, Petey would have got excited. Petey would have lost it.
Oh my God.
And if Petey loses it, Rocky loses it.
Oh. Anyway, so there you go. Bring peace to Earth, Michelle. You're on.
After that, I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's a tough act to follow. We do have that video for you, Michelle.
That does explain things. I mean, you want to talk about it first? Or you want to show your little video?
Yeah, I mean, the video kind of explains it, or I can just talk about it. Either one is fine with me.
Whatever's good with you, we're good with.
I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it kind of came to me, I was, a while back that we needed to kind of work on raising the vibration. And I really started thinking about it. And, with all of the things that's going on, when you manifest, for instance, when you're manifesting, basically what you're doing is you're focusing on an intent, and that vibration matches you and kind of comes in your direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when more than one person does it together, then that energy is stronger. It's kind of like a magnet. So,
sure.
Like I used to do magnet therapy, and I would in certain areas of the body, I'd pile 5 or 6 magnets on top of that person in the area, and then maybe have some randoms here and there. And I noticed that the stronger ones would all of a sudden, the ones that are way over on the other end of the body would come flying across.
Really?
To the other one.
Wow.
Well, so what that means is it's magnetic energy is very strong. So when you have a more powerful frequency like that, things tend to gravitate towards it. So
law of attraction.
So right, exactly. So we got to thinking about it. Why can't we focus on shifting the reality as a whole? Everybody just start working on that, and really draw everybody in together. So I started thinking, years ago, I wanted to do this, but I didn't know a lot of people. Now I know a lot of people. So I was like, I'm going to start hitting everybody who has a network of people, and I'm going to start talking about this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to collectively get everybody together once a month on the full moon. And I'm going to do a, if you don't know how to meditate, or you don't know how to do this, you don't know how to raise your vibration, it doesn't matter, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a meditation where I'm going to guide you through it. And if you miss it, it's okay. You can always go back and watch it later, because, time kind of runs simultaneously anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm trying to do is kind of get that energy built up all collectively at once, so that it becomes a really powerful magnet for change. So basically what we're going to be doing is putting out the intent for things to shift, because I started like really thinking about this a lot, and I was like, oh my God, like my husband always says, the world's going to shit in a handbag. And,
And
and
the
I'm
sky is falling. The sky is falling.
right. And I don't want to live in that world,
I
and
don't
when
either.
I have the ability, I have a following, you have a following, everybody, all these people have followings. And if I can make some sort of like, collective and get everybody together to do this one thing at the same time, then that energy force is so much stronger, and it starts like gravitating that impression onto, by intent, we start shifting things. And basically it's about like working on raising your vibration and raising the world's vibration as a collective. And if we all raise our vibration as a collective, then everything's going to shift. I mean, but right now it's like people are fearful. People are buying into this whole, like, I don't even know if I can say it, but the V word. And so
the cootie bug.
Yeah. So like a lot of people are buying into that, and then people are getting angry with each other. So the main thing that really concerns me right now is that it's like this war against the V's and the UVs. And so it's like everybody's fighting. And prior to that, everybody was fighting over Black Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter. And prior to that, it was Trump versus whoever. And prior to that, it was like, I mean, we have been sitting in a war and within ourselves. Everybody talks about this war that's in space and all this other stuff, but there's a war happening here and in this reality, and it's a war against ourselves. And what we need to do is we need to raise our frequency, raise our vibration, and stop arguing and stop beating up each other for having a different opinion or a thought or a feeling or, an approach to something, and start loving each other. So that's kind of a gist of it.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. It's the divide and conquer, and that's being applied to us. We are the enemy. We are the enemy of our enemy, and the enemy is basically this monolith consisting of government, media, religion, and the institutions.
Right. They're forcing division on us and causing us to create our own war against each other. And that's not what we need to be doing. We need to be focusing more on what we can do.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing is that, if enough people, I mean, all it really takes is 10%. Okay. 10% is like the magic number. If we can get 10% to do it, it creates a domino effect. And so, like, just imagine that, it's like, okay, so I start this wave and then somebody else gets the idea. And here's the thing, when the idea gets thrown out into the universe, other people start picking up on it. So watch, you'll notice other people start doing that because the idea is out there. And
there are some doing it now in scattered groups. If you look at different women we listen to on YouTube, they have smaller groups all getting together and doing this. Wayne Steyer has done it for various reasons, and he's behind this too. And if you can, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get them all unified, or as many as you can. You're throwing a net out. You're going fishing, and you're throwing that net out.
Right. I'm trying to call in all the,
to get them on in sync on one time, once a month. Is it?
We're going to do it on the full moon once a month. Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. That
full moon.
Yeah, because the energy is going to be really high. So good way to amplify that, I think.
Right. And so what we'll be doing is meditations on how to raise your vibration and collectively working on peace and unity. So that, we can kind of like shift things a little bit. I mean, just think about it. If we can get enough people to do that, we can make a serious change. And, you know, there's so many people out there that are creating these little individual groups. Like I've found a whole bunch of them where they're creating these little private groups, like on Telegram and stuff like that.
Little pockets.
Yeah.
Little pockets where they can talk about the things. But what's happening is
we have one.
yeah, but what I'm finding is they're sharing all the negative things that are happening. Oh, this person said this person's doing this, but nobody's really doing anything.
Yeah.
Everybody's complaining.
Right.
But nobody's doing anything.
They're venting. They're sharing their concerns. Feelings.
Right, exactly. Everybody's sharing their concerns, but nobody's doing anything. And so I just finally said, that's it. You know, I'm going to do something. I mean, I don't know how big of an impression I can make, but I am definitely going to do something. And I'm going to reach out to as many people as I can, try to get them to, you know, share this information with other people. And I'm trying to get them all like in one space so that we can do it at the same time, because so that energy is there all at once, you know? So does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I mean, I think a lot of us are doing it individually or in small groups, like you said. But there is something to be said for the power behind a mass collective conscious effort. Dalibor, you were getting ready to say something? I'm sorry.
Well, some things are better done individually without getting into detail.
Well, some things are better done individually, but I think in this case, I think it's, you know,
as regards meditation, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, that is best done collectively.
Right. Well, this is a worldly issue. And so we as a whole, we need to, you know, everyone that is having a problem with what's going on, you need to be a participant. And this isn't something I'm making money off of. This isn't, I mean, you know, there's no funding going on. I'm not going to be asking for people to donate or anything like this. This is just an effort on my part to try to get people to do their part. So like, if you're sitting there and you're like, I wish that I could speak up, or I wish that I could do something, or I wish. Well, the most important, I mean, the most powerful thing that you have is your brain. And that brain has a frequency. And if you just use that and tap into it at the same time, think about it from this perspective. Okay. I go in, I take a small little light. The lights are off in a room, and I take one little small light and I light it. And it'll create like a small little glow in that area. But then I put 2 lights up and it lights up a little bit more. And I put 3 lights up and it lights up more. And then eventually the room is like super bright. Okay. And that's basically what we're doing, is we're trying to light up the world.
Right.
Collectively focusing on the exact same thing. You know, that's why I'm doing it like this, instead of saying, hey, you go do your thing, because I want everybody to be focusing on the exact same thing so that energy is united. Does that make sense?
Yeah, take a look at what Gary's saying here, Gazakov. He's over there in Australia, in Melbourne. And his wife has a practice that, what does it say in the Taoism? My wife does it every month at midnight. They light candles all around the world, synchronize peace and love, and bring in good energy for the world. So they're doing it worldwide too, every single month. See, that's what Michelle wants to do. You want to do this at least once a month. Yeah. So at a set time, a centralized location where everybody logs in live as you're streaming live.
Right.
And you've chosen.
I'm going to do it on my YouTube channel. Now, the little bit, the difference that I'm going to be incorporating is helping you raise your vibration.
Right.
So it is going to be about healing the world as well, but we heal our world through raising our vibration, because if all of us raise our vibration, I mean, if 10% raise their vibration, okay, if 10% raise their vibration, then that'll be enough to light up the whole world.
Well, I know that there's quite a few of us that have joined your Limitless You group, and I know a couple of us have been through your program. I have. And if you've never heard Michelle do a guided meditation before, you haven't heard anything yet, because it's really, really good. She has a way of just relaxing you and getting those vibes up and walking you through it. And so I find guided meditations to be very helpful, especially when I was first starting out and having focus issues on my own.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would either go too far deep and start traveling, you
Mm-hmm.
know, or remote viewing. My thoughts would get in the way. So it was good to have you doing the guided meditations, because then I could just listen to your voice, get the imagery, because you're really good with that imagery.
Mhm.
Thank
And
you.
then that enabled me to connect, and I felt a lot, and I was able to work through a lot. So I think that if people know that once a month at a certain time they're going to go to your channel for this peace
Mhm.
meditation, it might just help them, or motivate them to just close the door. Here,
Right.
honey, watch the kids, honey.
Yeah,
Watch the kids,
exactly.
honey. I mean, how
Exactly.
long is the meditation? Have you
I,
figured
you know
that out
what?
yet?
I'm just gonna kind of wing it. I'm just gonna close my eyes and I'm just gonna let Source kind of talk through me, you know?
Yeah, it's the best way.
And that's basically when I give the best ones, you know? When I try to
Yeah.
like prepare it and rewrite it and then speak from it, it's not as, it doesn't flow as well. But the ones that do the very best are the ones that are just sort of almost channeled, you know?
Right.
It's
Hmm.
just, I just usually just sit down and I say a little prayer and I said, okay, you and me, let's do this. You know?
Mhm.
That's kind of
And
like Lori does the
mhm.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Hey, you guys. So,
Good.
my YouTube channel is Michelle Thompson Spiritual Beacon, and I have not been too active on YouTube. I'm really a lot more active on Facebook. So, I think that there's supposed to be a link. Yeah, there you go.
It's also in the description for you folks. So
Okay.
if you'd like, just go to the description of this video, click on the link. It'll take you there immediately. I'm
Yeah,
going to go
just
ahead
make
and
sure that
post
you
the.
subscribe and then you also hit the notification so that you get a notification for when this is going to happen. So I'll be doing some more videos in there, just kind of like talking to you guys and telling you when it's going to happen and all that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. So make sure you go there and subscribe so
You
that
got
you
it.
get your
Let's talk
notification.
just a second about what you're hoping to do with the interviews. We have some show hosts that are
Oh
watching
yeah,
tonight.
yeah.
Wayne's going to be watching later.
Mhm,
Rocky is hanging out in the background there,
mhm.
relaxing after his show. And
Yeah.
we probably will have other show hosts on here taking a look at
Mhm.
it later. What's your message to them? You wanted to start interviewing them on
Right,
your
right.
channel? Or,
So I've already got a few of them set up.
wow.
So what I'm trying to do is go on to different people's channels and be interviewed by them and just kind of talk about this and just have a discussion about it.
Spread that
Some of
word.
some of the ones that I'm going to be doing, it's going to be a little bit more of just a one-on-one, like me and that other person versus a group like we do here. So we'll probably be having a lot more discussion about what is happening in the world and all those things and a little bit more about what I do. But
Mhm.
but my goal is to reach out to people who have an audience and get them to interview me so that I can reach
Mhm.
out to their audience and get them to participate in this monthly thing that we're going to be doing.
We do. There's a small group of us that get together
Mhm.
every now and then, and it's not consistent like a specific set date or time. It's very
Mhm.
organic. It's whatever we feel the energy is telling us, and we get together. And what I thought was fascinating, and it could help, is that world peace. It's very broad, and you
Mhm.
were just talking about interviewing these gentlemen and women about specific things that are going on. So we do find it very beneficial to
Mhm.
talk through some of these things that what is the universe telling you right now, that what is the intent that you want to put out there tonight? What is it that you think needs to be addressed tonight? And we'll come up with, some of us will come up with the same three things, others will
Mhm.
come up with two other things. By the time we finish that group discussion, we've got about 4 or 5 things that we know we're putting that intent out there for that
Mhm.
night. And we'll close our eyes for a few minutes and we'll put that intent out there. Now, you could do the same thing with these
Mhm.
monthly meditations, because things are going to build up. Daily events, current events are going to change from month to month. A real hot spot right now, like if I was to do one tonight, it would be about these school children that are being forced to wear these masks.
Oh,
I put
no,
out. Did you see my Facebook posting this morning?
No, but there's I think it's Washington. I'm not really sure who, but they're actually forcing children to get vaccinated. Like
Yeah.
all children have to be, no matter what age. There's a couple of
Yeah.
states. I think it's Washington and California,
Yeah.
and it's well, it's really sad. I mean, it's really sad, and
Yeah.
I'm
This
if a
child was
person
just literally
chooses-
screaming,
Mhm.
and forcing this mask on this child. The child was ripping it off, and the teacher was forcing it back on a toddler. And I'm like, "Ugh!"
I know.
That's got to
I know.
stop.
I know. I mean, and what really kind of like really gets me, and I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this stuff, so I have no idea what the restrictions are here. But what really, really kind of bothers me is that this is unconstitutional. And, it doesn't really so much matter what your belief structures are. If you want to get vaccinated, you don't want to get vaccinated. It's the fact that we're forcing people. And that's what bothers me more than anything is that you're taking away our rights. And and I feel like that everybody's just kind of sitting back acting like sheep going, I don't have any space I can't do anything. I can't, everybody's just complaining and nobody's doing anything. And that's why I wanted to do this, because I wanted you to want everyone to feel like they're doing something.
To do something, anything.
Yeah.
Well, that's it's come to this because we let it get to this point. Actually, it started much earlier than 2020. It started in 2008 with the bailouts.
Yep.
I mean, the minute any government takes out a loan against you, your personhood, and indebts you for the rest of your life and your children's lives, then you are not free. You are a chattel slave. That is the very definition of chattel slavery. You are property. You can take a mortgage or a lien against it. So, it started with the bailouts where the rich got richer at our expense, and it just escalated and snowballed until now because we didn't do anything about it in 2008.
Yeah.
Well,
now how does this work?
Go ahead.
Michelle, how does it? Okay, so we just did a show last Friday about emptying your thoughts, going into a meditation session for 2 or 3 minutes, just emptying thoughts and saying, what is it we need? But this is different because we're going in with thoughts about what we want to change. We're asking them to help. We're asking our guides in the universe to help us bring about change in the world because of all these things. Now, how do we
We're going to be doing
meditation?
Yeah, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing it kind of like the same way you do manifesting. I'm going to kind of talk to you from that angle. It's not just about visualizing peace. It's going to be about literally like, how do you manifest? Okay, so let's just talk about that for a second.
Good idea. Absolutely.
Okay. So I'm a transformational life coach, and so people come to me because they know I know how to manifest. I'm a master manifester. I can make things happen in 24 hours, 48 hours, like really fast. But the reason that I can do that is for a very specific reason. And people come to me they're like, all I want to do is learn how to manifest. And I'm like, no, you have to go through my full program. And the reason for that is because you can't manifest when you're in a negative state. And so what I do is I clear all the negativity out, like reprogram the way you think so that you're more programmed to be more positive. And it takes 4 to 6 months because it's reinforced until it's nothing but you are this way.
Right.
Okay. And so now understanding that manifesting you need to raise your vibration. That's why I'm going to be focusing on that, is because we're going to be focusing on raising your vibration, helping you bring yourself into a more positive space. Okay. Now, some people are already there, some people have already kind of reached that space, but I feel like it's really important that we focus on that as an intent, is raising your vibration. So if you're walking around getting angry all the time, if you're negative, if you're angry with the world, you're angry with somebody or whatever, your
Yeah.
vibration needs to kind of elevate a little, you know?
Right.
And so sometimes it's not necessarily, it could be just a small thing, and sometimes it's a big thing. If it's a big thing and it's affected your life, your whole life, it might be something that you need to have a one-on-one type thing, you know? But if it's just the energy around us right now, you know, that's causing that, you know, maybe financial, that kind of thing. So what we want to do is we want to kind of focus in on raising that vibration, and then using that vibration once you've raised it to elevate that energy collectively. So one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to teach people a magical thing that they can do. I'm going to teach all different kind of methods. So we're going to be doing this once a month, but we're going to be doing some stuff that kind of like, actually, you know, somebody was talking about Taoism. I'm going to use a Taoism technique where you actually use root chakra energy to bring up into the crown chakra and kind of like create like an elixir. And then when you take that elixir, you push it out into the universe. And so I'm going to be teaching something like that as well. It probably will not be the first one. It's probably, I'm going to kind of build into that because that's a little bit harder to do. So people are going to probably need to practice, you know, doing
well, this is cool though. This is cool because what you're doing, is you're teaching people how to do these things while you're accomplishing the actual meditation itself, and then it builds each time.
Right.
They'll have the skills. They can go back and practice on their own or in small groups, come back to the next one, and it builds. You're going to build on it as well as the initiatives or the intent.
Right, exactly. And you know, if you practice if you're practicing raising your vibration on a daily basis, you're going to be a different person. I mean, in 30 days, 30 days, it's going to be like, whoa, here I am, you know, like somebody completely different. And the power of your mind is so amazing. And this is the thing that I really want to kind of get across to people is you have the most there's two things in your body that is the most powerful thing. It's the most powerful thing in the whole universe. Okay. And one of them is your brain, and the second is your sexual organs. And so that's why root chakra energy is really good to actually bring into the crown chakra, you know, if you know how to do that. So if we were to sit there and we focus in on using the brain, which the brain has like neurotransmitters, and that neurotransmitter kind of acts like an electric current. Like every time you have a thought, it's like, you know, it kind of like shoots off this energy. Well, energy is magnetic. And so if you're bringing that energy up and you take that energy and you connect it to another energy, then that energy is even more powerful. You see what I'm saying? They did some research and they found that when two people did, you know, like two people, like the way that I heard it was when two people that love each other do it together, that the energy is like 10 times the amount. Now, so
Wayne's actually talked about that many times. Wayne Steiger on his channel. So
he did today. He mentioned, or the other day, he mentioned how he and his wife have that connect, you know, have that loving. You could do that with somebody you love very deeply and care for.
Right. And so that's
whether you're a couple or not, if you really love somebody and you have that connection, you can do that. And it's very, very effective.
Well, so that's why
like putting it under a magnifying glass.
Right, exactly. Well, that's why Taoism, they practice, a lot of people that are Taoists, they practice sexual alchemy. And you can do it as a solo practitioner or with your mate. And basically what you're doing is you're building using those sexual organs to build up that energy and then forge it into your pineal gland, and then and then send it out into the universe. Now you can heal your body that way. You can heal other people that way. There's a lot of different things. You can just take that energy and then move it into your body, or you can take it and move it into your partner while you're having that energy exchange. There's a lot of different things that you can do when it does that. I spent many years actually teaching sexual alchemy, but it's a little challenging because people start kind of thinking that you're like a
well, you should have been at Walmart with me today.
Exactly.
Oh God.
You know,
Let's
like
not gonna get that
I
out
used
of
to
her
have
mind
clients come to
anytime
my
soon.
office, yeah, and they would be like, "I'm scared," you know, like they were afraid they're going to have to get naked in front of me or something. You're like,
Oh
"Oh
my
my God."
gosh.
I'm like, "No, we don't get naked here. I just teach you the techniques, and then you go home and
You do that on your own.
yeah, no,
But
no,
now
no
get
orgy
this.
here."
You're gonna now
Wow.
get this. You can okay. So I have no experience here. I would think that you can do just as much with the sex magic uh, on a psychic level as well. So let's
Yes.
say your loved one is crossed overseas.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be with your partner. Your partner's serving overseas somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
or is on assignment, working out of town. Can't be with
Mm-hmm.
your partner. Together, you can do that psychically if you have that strong connection.
Oh, absolutely. And you can
You can
also just do it
pull that
as
energy up, and the love that you have for each other is the
right.
physical act in of itself.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the chemistry behind that, but there
And
is
it is powerful.
there is an internal powerful way of doing
Right.
that too without the actual physical contact.
No, that you're absolutely right. And you can also do it as a solo practitioner, and I'm this is gonna get very like detailed here, but you don't have to necessarily, go through like masturbation to do it. You can literally like do Kegel exercises
Yeah.
to
Hmm.
build that energy up. Now
Hmm.
some people they like the most powerful thing that you can do is the most powerful thing is a woman's orgasm. So if you can work with that, and use that as, like at the
Hmm.
point of the orgasm, then and use that as the explosion that goes out into the universe, that's extremely powerful.
Isn't that equivalent to a Kundalini experience spiritually?
Yeah, it is kind of right. But the difference is like with Kundalini, it's going through those chakras and you're just sort of like, and and it is kind of like that for an orgasm. But the difference is with
Yeah.
most of us, like when females have orgasms, we're like, you know, what we're trying to, like with sex magic, you actually internalize the orgasm and you're like, instead of you're like and you're like pulling it into your
Hmm.
body and then you're
Hmm.
moving it up into the crown chakra. So it's
Right.
like instead of it's you know it's it's a really interesting technique. If you've never um, learned about it, it's something that you should probably look into. And it can be done, like I said, as a solo practitioner, and it doesn't
Hmm.
require masturbation. But if you wanted to use the orgasm as part of the as the technique, it is even more powerful.
A lot of people do, and
Mhm.
all the more to them if they can be together with their partner and do that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
it's that feeling of elation, and you push it out into the universe and
Yeah.
turn it
It's
into something more
gotta be
positive. Something,
powerful. Yep.
yeah, yeah.
Gaius says I'm in Taoism, and my wife is. I haven't told us this one yet. I need to have a little chat with the master. I think he's holding back some stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah, I actually trained under a
Could be
Taoist
Gary.
master. Yeah.
Could be Gary. Could be.
Yeah. Well, you have to understand. I don't. Is it Gaius?
Gaza.
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 Gaza. Gaza.
Okay. So Gaza, the thing about a Taoist master is that they're very different. Okay. So, they'll seem a little weird, they'll talk very strange, they become evasive, they have little tricky ways of doing things. Like it'll seem very strange, but they're so well practiced that they know how to kind of like surpass the ego and kind of like say things to get a reaction and that reaction to cause an event. Okay.
Mm.
So depending on what it is that they'll have you do weird things. Like, I heard a story about this one Taoist master that was working with somebody, and he said, we need to go on a road trip. And he goes, he goes, okay. So, his intern was like, yes, 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 we're going to go on a road trip. He thought he was going to go visit a temple or do something really extraordinary. So he says, pull over in this gas station. And so we pulled over in the gas station, and he said, go in there and get me a Coke. And he's like, okay. So he goes in there and gets him a Coke. And when he came out, the Taoist master took the car and headed back. And he was like left there 4 hours away from home.
Man.
And yeah, so we do things like that.
Talk about making a point. Good Lord.
He was trying to make a point because there was I can't survive on my own. I can't figure things out, it was a lesson for him to be able to, figure out. So eventually it got home and he goes, well, you made it home, didn't you? What did you learn? And they have a tendency of doing things like that. So
I learned you're an asshole and I'm going to kick your ass.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you.
That's what I'd be saying. What the heck?
Yeah.
But
yeah, you would.
I'm sorry. Anybody in their right mind, you leave them there for 4 hours on their own. I think the last thing they're going to want to do is figure out what the plan is here.
Yeah.
But I see it from the master's perspective too. What did you learn?
This is the difference. This is the difference.
Sorry.
In other words, all I did was get gas. Except in order for you to get one of these receipts, you'd have to come all the way to Germany. You realize that?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's all it is just the receipt on the Tankstelle. So,
Doug said his virgin ears.
Oh,
just what my virgin
sure, your virgin
ears.
Yeah,
right, Doug.
And everyone in here.
Sure, Doug.
Oh my God.
Hello, Michael Musgrove.
Hi, Michael.
One of the things that I really like about this group of people is that, I always enjoy coming on here with you guys because you guys are so down to earth, that you're so real. And I just find that so amazing and so beautiful that you guys are so real and so, so down to earth, and we can actually talk about things.
I didn't mean to be so real. It just kind of came out. So sorry.
I can't be any other way. I can't be any other way, really. I mean,
yeah,
I would make a horrible actor. I can't act. Forget it.
Yeah.
But you're very good at being you, Dalibor. You are very good at being you. Nobody else can do that. Only you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, but no, we can literally talk about anything and laugh about anything and do anything and say anything. And I love that about this group. It's so amazing. So everybody's really lighthearted. So that's a beautiful thing. So anyway, what I was saying though is that we're gonna learn a lot of different techniques on how to raise your vibration, and so I'm going to be kind of working on raising the vibration and simultaneously working on projecting that energy once you raise it into healing the world. So that's kind of the gist of it.
So nice. People should, Lori, can you put her Facebook link up there again for the Limitless You group?
Yes.
So what people should do is if they have Facebook, those that have Facebook, go find her on Facebook under Limitless. It's Limitless You.
Mm-hmm.
Is what it'll say when you type in this address.
Right.
This is
and you'll see this graphic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. If you decide that you want to friend me on Facebook, and please send me a message through Messenger because I'm close to 5,000 already, and that's where they limit you. So make sure that you send me a message and let me know where who you are and why, that kind of say, hey, I saw you on the YouTube thing. That way I can kind of somebody who's not active or really a follower, I can just kind of go through and find some space. You know what I mean? Do a little refreshing in there a little bit. As far as but you don't have to be a friend to join the Facebook group. You can just literally, it's called Limitless You something else. I don't remember. Something else. And what are you laughing about, Teresa?
I'm sorry, Doug.
I heard Lori say a-hole, and I'm still
stymied.
I have to rewind
it.
You gotta watch certain people in this chat room.
Oh man.
Like Barry and Doug,
Yes.
they make me lose it every time, Michelle. I'm sorry. But no,
it's good stuff.
yeah. So people, if you'll be giving out now. I see your videos. I mean, we had one to play tonight. We didn't have to, but it was a good backup in case anything happened to you at the last minute with clients. We would still be able to get your message out that way. So
yeah.
But if you go to her Facebook page and follow her on Facebook, she'll put out these videos periodically and tell you what she's doing so that you'll know what's going on and when you can join in, and she'll keep us apprised of things. And you're welcome to come back on here anytime
Absolutely.
that you want to update us or join us on a discussion that you find intriguing, although you've got a lot of clients and you, like you said, you've grown your business to getting you on here is practically impossible.
Well, it's just mostly because of the time zone difference. It's just kind of late.
Yeah.
You know, and I typically, just because I usually start seeing clients. I mean, I'm really, you know, I work a lot, you know, so I start seeing clients early in the morning and they usually go till at night. And so a lot of times I'm just like so tired and I just want to go to sleep. So
we come on at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's 8 p.m. your time, and you've already had a full day.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But you're doing really incredible, important work, no doubt. So
we can always do a pre-record too. I mean, if during the day, like a Tuesday or something, Lori typically
somebody said that they were sending favor and joy and gratitude. Michael Musgrave, that was nice. Thank you, Michael. That was sweet. That was very sweet. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, so listen, I wanted to do an announcement real quick on Rocky's behalf. Rocky Stucci is in Texas, as you know. He's got a special event. He's always helping the kids. He's always doing something special for the children. And he has a event tomorrow on Berry Lane in Weatherford, Texas. The Miracle League, Parker County. So if you're anywhere near that area and you want to go join in, he could use your support, and just send your intents and love bombs Rocky's way for a successful event and all the people that are volunteering and helping out there with these children. And they do wonders. If you follow him at all on Facebook, you'll know what he's talking about. But we just wanted to put that out there. Anybody who's listening in the Texas area, please check this out. Berry Lane, Weatherford, Texas, the Miracle League at Parker County. And go out there and support those kids. Really appreciate it.
And say hi to Rocky for us.
And say hi to Rocky Stucci for us.
Right. So I'm actually getting a few messages that are coming through Facebook right now. And Doug, Doug Stack, he actually said exactly what I said to say. So if you just say, hi, I'm so-and-so, I'm not going to know who you are. So please just say, hey, I saw you on the show, you know, so I know.
How about I'm in for world peace?
Yeah, or something.
There you go.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm in for world peace. You know, anything like that, just to let me know that you're coming from here, so I can go ahead and friend you. Because I get random. I mean, you guys know. I get random friend requests from people from some other foreign country, and they're literally like catfish and that kind of thing. So it's kind of hard to. If I friend everybody, and the next thing I know, it's like, hey, beautiful, not. And next thing you know, they're trying to ask for money,
Yeah.
That's why I'm not on Facebook.
It's crazy. I mean, it's absolutely, they do the same thing on Instagram,
Well, you heard what happened to me on Facebook, didn't you?
No, what happened?
Teresa and I are talking on Messenger, and she's talking about her sinuses. So I looked up a picture for a neti pot so you can clean your sinuses. So there's a picture of a neti pot, and then there's a spoon with some salt on it, which probably looked like drugs. And I instantly got taken down, and it took gosh, how long was it?
48 hours almost.
Yeah, something like that. And then
wait, back up. They took it. Why? What was the problem?
It was a little white neti pot, like a teapot, and it had a tube. It had the like a catheter type tube.
Yeah.
that you'll
And
see.
I was explaining to her, use the neti pot to clean your sinuses if you have a headache or, you've got stuff from
And
pollen
there was a
and that kind of.
spoon.
So I looked
spoon.
up a picture of a neti pot, and it had the neti pot, that hose, and then the spoon with the salt on it. And as soon as I posted that picture, I got dropped like that.
Mm-hmm.
But why? I don't understand.
For
They
violating,
Scumbags.
they said it was for violating community standards
right.
with sexual overtone, sexual innuendo and overtone. They did something.
It was off target. It was just
It
totally
was
off
just
target.
totally.
So I
didn't make
had
any
to
sense.
click on the report button because there's no other way to get a hold of Facebook. And I put, you took me off of Facebook because I posted a neti pot. I said, there's something quite not right here. Could you look into that? 48 hours later, it popped back up. And I mean, it was my Messenger and the Facebook. And
Yeah.
yes, I'm not a huge fan of Facebook, but I use Messenger a lot for the ACE.
She had to get onto Skype for a couple of days
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we couldn't communicate or leave.
Couldn't
We had to put
communicate.
everything in Skype. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Holy
Yeah.
cow.
So
That reminds me of when I got banned from eBay for I forget a week because I put up some porcelain. It was Ryongchong porcelain, and Ryongchong porcelain was made in the city of Ryongchong in the 30s, except that back in the 30s there was no North Korea, except
Yeah.
Ryongchong is in North Korea, and you're not allowed to sell North Korean pottery on eBay.
Yeah.
Really? That's
Yep.
interesting.
hmm
So now, if the show hosts want to contact you,
mhm.
they should let me know, or Lori, let us know.
The
And then
best
we
way to
will-
contact me if you're a show host is through texting me. I get
phone
like
number.
hundreds of emails a day. So I really do try to filter through them, but they do get kind of lost in the shuffle sometimes. So
Okay, so
please,
That's
you
understandable.
want to interview Wayne Steiger if you can get him. You want to
yeah,
interview
Wayne,
Rocky Suchi.
Rocky, and
Ryder Lee is another one. Ryder has at Steve
Yeah.
Stone. He's another one. I
Scotty
don't know if
Roberts. If Rocky is watching, I talked to him a long time ago through Messenger, and I told him that he and Travis and I are friends, and he was like, "Yeah,
Travis. Yeah,
Travis Thorpe. Do you know Travis?"
I know who he is, and I've seen him, interact with them when they had their show together.
Oh, okay.
They've had Travis on before in the past.
Yeah, he's actually
so
a really
I know who he is. Yeah,
Yeah.
Audrey is good friends with him. Sarah Soderlund.
Yeah.
They're all a group of people, and you're part of that group because you know Travis fairly well. And
yeah, I do. I know
so-
Travis really well. We sometimes we're like we'll go like a little bit of time between talking, but then all of a sudden we're like kind of back on that thing again.
Yeah.
He's a really good friend of mine. So, and he'll like, so if Rocky wants to get some, the 411, he can always call in,
Well,
So-
he was talking, I think he have, he's had Travis on already.
Yeah.
He-
Travis
his
usually
first-
doesn't do a whole lot of shows, he's,
Yeah.
he's
friends with
busy
him now.
raising his little man,
Mhm.
I don't know if you've ever seen pictures of that guy, but he's a cutie.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. No, but anyway, so that's what I will do is I'll send them your phone number for texting,
Yeah.
so they can connect with you and talk to you about coming on to the show and sharing their concerns about where they would like to direct the intent for what types of problems. That's what you basically
Right.
want to do, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And then I'm going to be trying to filter those things back again, just trying to get everybody kind of collectively in a couple of spots, like into the group, into the YouTube, that kind of thing, so that we can kind of try to, just grab people from all different directions and all at one time. We're sending all that energy. Everybody's shining a beam on the world, And
well, I wish you the best in trying to coordinate that. It's a heck of a thing to take on because it's everybody's syncing at a different calendar, different schedule. It's really hard to pull them all into one place to do something like that. But if they know that there is a spot,
And there's power in numbers, so the more people you have doing it, the better it's going to be.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So remember, you guys, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can kind of get the updates, make sure you do that. And it's I think it's Michelle Thompson, spiritual something, a spiritual life coach, or this has been a while since I've been on.
Yeah.
I changed it a couple of times. So let me see. Let me look at it real quick and I'll tell you what it is. That's crazy. Okay. My channel. It's Michelle Thompson, spiritual.
You talking about your YouTube channel?
Yeah, it says yeah, I think it's spiritual life coach. Yeah. And I used to just put my name up, and this is what happens when it messes with the algorithms when you're not active. And I haven't been active in a while on YouTube, and so when you're not active, it doesn't show you up. So I put my name in there and it didn't even show up. I mean, I just kept on scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. I was like, oh my God. So if you can't find it, make sure you look at the link that's in the description.
Mm-hmm.
So
you haven't been on in a while.
Algorithms, so that won't be a problem. It's just
I have a suggestion for you.
What's
that video you gave us to play tonight in case?
Put it on YouTube.
I would go ahead and start running it on YouTube.
Yeah, good idea.
Get your action back.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll get the word out. I can share it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Different
True.
places for
that's
you.
actually a really good idea. I'll do that. I'll definitely do that. I know
I
did
subscribed.
it. I might have already. No, I didn't do it. I was like, did I do that already? No, I know that I did it on Instagram.
Here you are.
And Delabor and I have both joined your deal as well.
Okay, good.
We're there.
Good. Awesome.
Thanks, Delabor.
Awesome.
360. You should have 361 at this point. Yeah.
But
that's a good number. 300.
I haven't been on there in so long. I mean, I was really for a long time, several years ago. I used to do a show with Trisha Gelder. I don't know if you know who she is, but she's from England, and she and I used to do a joint thing every week, and I was starting to grow my channel, for a while, and then she ended up going to Facebook and she kind of repurposes her stuff on YouTube, but she doesn't really go live anymore. She's focused a lot more on Facebook, and so what?
Yep.
There you are.
Oh, okay, good.
It's the green screen is
spiritual.
Causing,
Michelle Thompson, spiritual life coach.
Spiritual life coach. Yeah.
You got it.
Good.
Okay. All right.
Good.
Awesome.
Glad you found it.
There's another Michelle Thompson out there, but she's a singer.
Oh, really?
And an artist. I saw one that's an artist.
And an artist and a singer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So make sure you have the word spiritual in there, folks.
Yeah. Well, we wish you all the best on this endeavor, and we'll be participating. We look forward to you doing more of this kind of stuff. I love that you're doing it while the moon is full. I just think that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's going to pull in a lot of good energy. But we're with you for sure.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right.
I'm excited. Well, I think that the next full moon is October the 25th, I think.
I think it's close to the end of the month. Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. Full moon. I'm going to Google it real quick. Let's see. It says.
Favor to you, Ken. I see you hopped on towards the end. Hello, Ken.
October the 20th.
Oh, okay.
That's what it said. I thought I could have swore it said the 25th. Well, it's in the end of the month. Once I know for sure, I'll
post it. Okay.
You'll post it.
Okay, we'll be looking for that then.
I'll keep stirring it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So, so there's a lot of different things. I also have a podcast. So I'll be announcing some of this stuff on the podcast too.
Okay.
So there's Instagram. There's a lot of different places you can find me. So if you're, if you have a particular format that you'd like, you can kind of find that in all different ways.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Wonderful.
Well, it's good seeing you.
Mhm.
It really was, and I
Yep.
wish we were on earlier so you could join us once in a while. It would be
Yeah.
I
you're always
will. The guilt.
so much fun.
No guilt, no
Guilt,
pressure.
no,
No, you take that back.
Wouldn't do that to you.
No, no way. No way.
Okay.
All right. Well,
All
I
right.
just want to say to the next time you'll see Andromeda will be next Friday, and we have a very special person joining us from Australia. He's a joyologist and a friend of Julianne Payne's, and he does conscious cartooning as a way of boosting and advertising multi-layered marketing for your business. So he's going to teach us a little bit about what conscious cartooning is all about, and how it can help you get your advertising and sales out for your businesses.
Really fascinating.
So there's a lot of small businesses in this community of ours.
Doug.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate anybody who's doing entrepreneurship. You know, it's
but we're the hardest hit. We're the hardest hit.
True.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
It's really going to be the survivors, to be honest.
It is,
because everybody who has jobs, they're forcing them to, you know, to do things that they don't necessarily want to do, and so, you know, the people that are like, you know, like my husband and I were just talking, and he goes, you and I, you know, being entrepreneurs, having our own business, we're just kind of fortunate because we're not being forced, you know.
Well,
by corporations and stuff, you know.
What I'm doing is I'm trying to think ahead, like, what am I going to do after the war? You know, because this is a war situation, and it's just like 1945. You know it's going to end. You just don't know when. You just don't know the circumstances. You know, so you got to start right now. Like, okay, what new business ideas am I going to want to realize after the war? You know, and start thinking in those terms.
Well, I'm still thinking what I was doing before all this happened. It's just that it's been a delay, and the delay has been wonderful in terms of my own empowerment and growth, my own expansion and growth. But I still have that hope, and I still have the planning. I was just saying to Lori the other day, I got to get back to some of it because I put it on the burner to focus on what needed to be done here. But not getting so far sucked away from my original intent. And Michelle Thompson, I went into her program with the intent that I was going to be living off my RV. I still have that. I just don't hunger for it the same way for the same reasons. Now it's not a matter of wanting to do it because I feel trapped. Now it's a matter of doing it because I'm called to a purpose, and it's still within my dream vision. That's part of the world I'm creating. And so I'm not letting go of that. I'm still creating that.
And keep on holding on to it, because here's the thing: if you have a desire, okay. Now this is really important because it has to do with manifesting. So if you have a desire, then that means that one of your realities, it already exists. You're already doing it because that desire is being tapped. It's coming from your higher self, which means that because there's multiple realities going on. So there's different versions of you that's doing different things. So when that desire hits you, it's coming from one of those other realities that is reaching your highest purpose, right? So that means that there's a part of you that already knows how to do it, already knows how to be successful, already knows how to get there. So if that's the case, hi Jules. So that's the case, then that means that all you have to do is just really connect with that part of you, and you can make it happen.
You know what? I've actually seen visions, and we'll talk about this on another program, but just to give you a little tickler, folks, I have seen visions of myself in other timelines on this path that I've chosen, and it's like it's happening right now. But it's actually not happening. It's like I'm in multiple locations.
Right.
Even in the past, deja vu from scenes in my past are happening now, but not here where I am right this second, but somewhere else where I am in the same avatar. So I know it's either future or concurrent timeline. That's why I'm not giving up on it, because I've been shown that it's happening. It's already happening.
Right. So all you have to do is just connect to it, and you'll find out exactly how to go about that. I mean, I actually
Yeah.
teach stuff like that, so that's really cool. If you want some help with that, Teresa, just let me know. Reach out to me, and I'll work with you.
Okay. Yeah.
And,
Sounds good.
That's awesome.
yeah.
Great. What's
Okay,
up with
so
Jules?
Jules, hi. Right at the end. How are you, Jules? Yeah, she's on mute. You're on mute, Jules.
There you go.
There you go.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Bit noisy.
How's the party? You had a camping party. You dancing?
Not yet. They haven't started. It's only 12 o'clock here, so the party hasn't started. But we've just been for a great little bush drive up to a chimney, which is a great piece of architecture where they used to do a lot of smelting, which picked up a little bit of slag. It was a copper smelting place built in 18. So we've just come back. Crystal and Colleen and I just went up there for a little drive, and I didn't know whether you'd be still on. So I thought I'd just pop in and say hello.
Hello.
Okay. I thought you were going to come on and start twerking, and I was getting all excited.
Hey, do you guys always use the same link?
The same what?
No,
What's
each
that?
time we do StreamYard, it gives us a separate link for each show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Doug Stack
got
has
the
a message for you, Jules. Doug Stack
Okay.
has a message for you. He says, it's
Oh,
all
gosh.
over if Jules says
clock.
clock. I'm done.
Don't do it, Jules.
Don't do it.
Please don't.
No, but
That'll
Jules,
Funny,
that'd
Doug.
be
You're
you'll
funny.
have to go back.
That would
You'll
be-
have to.
Well,
Be a
she doesn't
time
have
bomb,
a clock.
wouldn't it?
She doesn't have a clock, but she does have a lock.
No, but Jules, I got news for you. You got to go back and listen to the
Yeah.
first 10 or 15 minutes of this show
Mm-hmm.
because I have a story about
Yes.
being in one of our Walmart
Mm-hmm.
about butt cracks, and it goes
Yeah.
with your poetry that you came up with.
Yeah.
Jules came up with a poem about about cracks.
Oh yeah, in public sex.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
public
and I cussed.
and Lori cussed.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you missed a good
I
one.
can't imagine. Oh, well, I will.
I
I'll
don't
go
know
when
what-
I've got some more.
There you go. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, she has a
Yeah,
new
thank
poem,
you.
and she's talking about gold filling the cracks, and I'm like, what are the chances
Uh-huh.
of her
Mhm.
posting that poem about the gold filling the cracks and me seeing nothing but butt cracks at Walmart today?
That's yeah.
No,
It's your
what
fault,
I'm
Jules.
saying is, what I'm saying is that all the manure across the planet is their gold that we've actually been. It's made from bacteria, and that's how we get gold. And we founded a whole society on bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was the, yeah,
I like
that was
that.
Yeah.
the point of your poem. That's
Mhm,
true.
I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Because what do you sit on? You sit on the stool and you sit on the soil. And they're all words, aren't they, that relate to the same stuff, don't they?
Yeah,
yeah,
and it just
Yeah.
creates a big old story
Mhm.
because
Yes,
it's
it
just
does.
a story,
just a story.
as Jules
Well,
says.
You know, Michelle, Jules has been getting more and more involved in her local activities to help
Yes, she has.
in a peaceful way make changes in Australia and Queensland. Is it Queensland area
Queensland.
of Australia?
Yep.
And so she's been taking a active role and doing it through the arts, doing it through her talents, and
Oh,
doing
nice.
it in a very peaceful, uplifting. You talk about raising frequencies. That's what Jewel and her folks are doing.
They sure
Is
do.
they're finding ways to take control back in this
Mhm.
crazy situation, but they're doing it in ways by raising that frequency, and they're doing it through art, they're doing it through dance, they're doing it through song.
Righto. Mhm.
Yep.
That's
Crazy.
awesome.
Yeah. And Jules takes the oftentimes initiates our groups that I told you about when we get together every now and then for our group intent. And it's not a meditation where we sit there and meditate, but we're talking about the issues and we're focusing on the intent that we want to put out there, and we do it together as a group. And
Mhm.
Jules often leads that initiative. She calls us up and says, "Let's do it, girls. I'm ready."
Yep.
Mhm.
We do.
And we do.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So I'm sure
All
when
right.
she gets out of the wherever she is, she'll see the show and see what you were talking about, Michelle.
Yeah, most
But
definitely.
if you put that video out there on your YouTube channel so folks can go see
I
it,
will.
I'll share it out.
I'll make
Yep.
sure I
I'll
get
share it
that
out.
done.
Good,
I'll
good.
make sure I
I'll
get it
share it
done.
out.
Awesome.
Because your Facebook folks see it now, but the YouTubers haven't. So
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Sure.
Any announcements from anybody? Dalibor, you have anything you want to announce?
No, I don't know.
there's-
Nothing that would be of general interest, I suppose. I mean, as Brian would say, be the change you want to be. In other words,
There you go.
act as if act as if the war is already over, for want of a better term. Be the change you want to be. If I see this as a fashion issue.
Crystal.
In other words, wherever you have the opportunity to practice your fashion freedom, then do so.
Yeah.
Like here in Germany, I'm pretty much powerless. You have to, the fashion enforcement is like a question of 25,000 euros. And that's not the kind of change I have laying around in the drawer. So, whereas in my country, in the Czech Republic, whenever I go there, I've never worn like the mandatory fashion, so that's my little way. And if somebody says anything, I'll basically just threaten to kick their ass. And that's my art. That's my methodology.
There you go.
Right.
Well said. Well said.
There you
because
go.
I'm to quote Wayne, I'd say I'm as mad as hell and I'm not going to take this anymore.
There you go.
That's
I'm not gonna take it anymore.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
I'm
love
not gonna take
Gonna take it.
No, I'm not gonna take
Yeah.
it. I'm not gonna take it anymore.
Yeah.
On
There
that
you go.
note, everybody, thank you
Yes,
so
on
much
that
for
note.
everyone being here. Thank you for everyone in chat, everyone watching. Peace and love to all. Treat each other the way you want to be treated. Love
That's
you
right.
all.
Good night. Love you all.
Peace.
Bye-bye.